What's the worst parts of being attractive? Story number 1. Getting threatened with violence when you aren't flattered by being followed. Having to wear a fake wedding ring when you're single. Can't have a coffee or a meal without being harassed. Hostility from other women. I have some very light streaks in my hair due to be malnourished as a child. A woman actually pulled my hair because she thought I was lying that it was natural, and she wanted to know which hair color dye it was. Another woman grabbed my ear and twisted it, looking for facelift scars, when I told her I was in my late 50s. Other nerds don't take your nerd cred seriously. That actually sucks the most. Story number 2. I was never unattractive, but 3 years or so ago, I lost 45 pounds, not on purpose. Horrible depressive episode, and that pushed me a lot closer to society's beauty standard. It's also important to note that for women and men too, but to a lesser extent, beauty is social capital, i.e. beauty equals power. People were never rude or anything before. But now I'm treated with a lot more deference. My life is genuinely easier. Like, if my bus pass is ever empty, the bus driver will without fail just let me on without paying. Last summer I was struggling to carry a propane tank home, and this guy asked if I needed help and proceeded to carry it for me the entire way back. The point I'm trying to make is that once you have that power, the thought of losing it becomes scary. It's f***ed up, but I'm afraid to gain weight to the point where I'm resistant to quitting vaping because I know it's an appetite suppressant. This is something that will have actual consequences on my long-term health. Story number 3. I don't know how to act. This problem is probably more uniquely mine though. I used to be far less attractive. I was overweight, had acne, and didn't understand men's clothes, hair, etc. Circumstances caused all of this to rapidly and dramatically change. A few years ago, I lost 50 pounds and cleaned up. With my dramatic change in appearance came a dramatic change in the way people respond to me. I'm not sure if I can truly describe the change itself in a way anyone would understand. But in a very general sense, I find people are more polarized about me. Whereas I was once universally nondescript, approachable, and insignificant, people now seem intimidated and don more of a facade when faced with me. This can translate to kissing my butt, or staring at me, or avoiding staring at me, or a myriad of other odd behaviors that I'm just completely unaccustomed to. It feels off. I didn't grow up looking like this, so I don't have the confidence to match it. That might have made this something I had the training to appreciate and utilize for my benefit. I'm an introvert and a tech geek, but now even introverts don't feel they identify with me. I'm stuck not fitting anywhere, and now I can't wait to die. Story number 4. I used to be anorexic, and the amount of validation I got for it from other people was crazy. People are really nice to you and can sometimes act almost jealous that you're so thin. When I stopped eating, I immediately dropped about 2 stone in a couple of months, and I had comments from people wishing they could lose the weight I had. Overall, I went from about 180 pounds to 105 pounds, and it was so obviously unhealthy. I lost weight so quickly, it was unbelievable. But I got a lot of praise for it. I was told I looked so good more times than I could count. Then when you get underweight, to the point where you look ill, people wrap you in cotton wool and treat you like a victim. You get a lot of sympathy, pity, and kindness that actually just reinforces the behavior. I was ill to the point my mom was checking how small my wrists, ankles had got with her thumb and finger, but when you get so much external validation for it, it's very hard to change. Therapy centered around being healthy and loving yourself and separating your weight from any kind of self-value system is very, very difficult when society as a whole is giving you positive consequences from not eating. Story number 5. People think you're dumb. People are mean to you. I can't wear tank tops, shorts, dresses, bikinis, workout clothes without receiving comments on my physical appearance. It's difficult to have good relationships with some, not all, older, heavier, less attractive women, most again, not all. I don't want to marginalize. Men feel like it's okay to comment on my looks or assume That because I'm being polite, I'm into them, my boundaries are constantly ignored. As others in the comments have mentioned, it can be hard to find real friends without them having ulterior motives. This is mostly guy friends, however I know some girls only have other attractive girlfriends to look cool, boost their social status. People assume I'm fey, or a bitch, or only care about my looks. I'm extremely grateful for my physical appearance. I have been very blessed genetically, but I do wish as a society, I'm from the US, that physical appearances wouldn't be so focused on. But that is also a human nature kind of thing, so it's an unsolvable problem, I guess. Story number 6. I'm in my late 20s and model on the side as an alt glamour model. I've also been body cast for statue molds, so I'd say I qualify. I've had random women be really mean to me for talking to their partners about normal stuff at events because they assume I'm making a move, and that assumption that I'm always after their man hurts cause. I'm just not that kind of person. No, I'm not out to steal your man by existing. Guys feel entitled to my body, and some get really mad when I say no. I've been followed around at events, spanked by passersby, and grabbed. For the longest time, especially when I was younger, people would assume I was stupid when I actually got straight A's in school, or now that I'm older. They're shocked when they found out I have a nice office job because they figured I just use my looks as my main income and couldn't possibly be smart too. Or I did something to climb the corporate ladder besides use my brain like a normal person. People assume I think I'm above them or judging them when I'm quiet, but I'm really just shy and awkward. I was a late bloomer and kids were mean to me in my early to mid-teens. So I really closed off a lot, and I am really just coming out of my shell now. It took me years into adulthood to have much self-esteem and really dress to embrace my looks. Story number 7. People immediately assume I'll be full of myself. When I was single, the amount of girls that weren't sure how to feel about me because they assumed me being good-looking meant I'd use them for sex. Complete opposite of who I am, but I guess enough attractive assholes makes you suspicious of the bunch. I didn't even kiss my now fiancé for the first time without asking permission. Add to that, I've had long relationships end and been told I only stuck around that long because you're attractive, and it made me feel better about myself. She was convinced the entire relationship that I'd wake up one day and want someone she deemed more attractive than her and cheat. In general, people will assume that me being an attractive guy means I'll be an asshole. I've heard, when I first met you, I thought you'd be an insert asshole, fuckboy, etc. It kind of sucks having people assume I'm a bad person off nothing more than my looks.